was like, why don't you ask Pranav? You don't have any question in life. Like you don't, because he's like, kuch to question honga, you might have any question. Man, like, whatever question I even have in mind, no, it doesn't realistically make sense to me also, because I feel like this is still okay, life is different. Like these questions doesn't make a big impact. So then I was like, okay, fine, if you want me to ask you something. And now again, like for you guys also, because I think I realized it something, which is like, I was like, I don't want you to tell me when will I buy my next car, when will I get married, how many children I'll have, everything. You tell me, like, pare life se sab kuch hata ke, what is the actual purpose? Why am I breathing tonight? Okay, why am I actually talking to you? Why am I actually sitting here? Like, what exactly do I need to do?
Okay,
If you actually have 75 years, like an average I take, I'm 27, okay? I've lived this much. And if I'm still doing the same random things every day and not knowing, 75 is there, like you blink it, 75 would be there. So what exactly your different purposes that have driven you from what life you were living before and that you joined here, and how beautifully it has changed?
You mean, what is the purpose? What we are doing in life?
In life, or like maybe what is the purpose
us?
what drives you? That would be the question I would say. Yeah.
I mean, 100% is our relationship to God. But it's living this relationship out. And the way I express that is serving my Guruji and serving God, serving the deity. Guruji talks about something very interesting, like connected to what you said.
Yeah.
Imagine you have the first years of your life where you are a baby or you're like an immature teenager.
Yeah.
The last years of your life where you are old, you are pretty useless for practical things. Then the middle years of your life where you actually can do something, take 1/3 of it out because you are sleeping. And then you take another, and then you take the other 2/3 for this middle part of your life where actually you are useful. Half the people are actually drunk. Or look, how much time actually you have in life to do something? It's very little.
Actually, that's a very good statement.
It's very little. So, what we have to, like the time that we have to reawaken this joy and this peace of mind. I mean, it's amazing when you speak, like you have a really good and clear mindset about things in life that most of the people cannot even start with.
Still, I'm fumbled about a lot of things in life.
But still, you can talk in a way that most of people cannot even talk about it. Like they don't have the clarity even to make those questions. Or to express it out. But that's the drive is to reawake that relationship to God. Nothing else actually makes sense. You know? And I do believe that's the ultimate dharma, the ultimate reason, duty of every soul in this world. But we have to understand, like, we know, I'm not even saying the word believe, like, we know that we don't have only one life, and that if you don't read this book in this life, you're going to burn in eternal hell. It's not true. It makes no sense. It just makes no sense whatsoever. You know? So, I would simplify it in a way like this. God exists. He created everything, and then he wanted to experience his creation. So little pieces of him are the Atma, the soul. The soul is a little piece of him. He's as old as him. And then he wants to experience his own creation. And that's why the soul incarnates in the material world. And then before the soul develops this kind of consciousness, this experience of creation that he has of himself, it's in all nature, no? It's the plant kingdom and animal kingdom. At a point, there is a shift where the consciousness starts to exist. So that's the path of the soul to go back to the greatness of the Supreme God. And that's where love exists. And only after Shastra says 80.4 million species, and then you become human. And that's actually a play of he with himself. He's experienced his own creation. The only way he has to experience his own creation. And then the soul of the human soul now has longing and love towards him. First time. Before there was that kind of love that you're talking about didn't exist. Like a dog loves you, okay? But if you die in this apartment with your dog, and you don't feed the dog is going to eat you. Yeah, it has happened.
Oh my god.
Many times.
My dogs are pretty cool.
Okay, if it's a poodle, maybe not. But if you have a big box, if you have a big and no, after 3-4 days, because
survival.
What makes the dog hungry is putrefied meat. He loves it. You're not feeding him.
I think it's also the knowledge.
I
think it's also the knowledge that Guruji sent.
Just the level of the kind of love that the soul experiences, that level is different from what humans experience. And then after many humans incarnations, after many experiences of life, many shakings, and then there's another spark that comes and says, now actually I am aware there is God, I am aware what's my position, and I'm gonna rebuild this relationship to finally like regain that position of being always with Him in bliss. And the moment that you receive this kind of knowledge, there's no way back. You can try to ignore it, but there's no way back. So that's where we are now.
So, like, right now you said one thing, like after 400 species, then you become human.
8 billion,
okay. And like right now that we are human, like what's after death? Like, what is after death? Like, is there a belief that there's a rebirth? Or like I tell you what people think usually. It's like you are reborn in the earth only, some different part of the world. First assumption. Second is like now you become an animal or something like that. Okay. Third assumption, one of my friends recently told me that I am a 97 born, okay, like my birth date is like the last digit is like you have 7 lives, they say you have, no. So this is your last life. I'm like, oh my god, now you're scaring me more. I'm born in 97. So like these are assumptions, like because there are few experiences also where people, a small baby is recollecting, oh yeah, I'm married to this guy. Like how? So there are a few signs of that. So what do you think life is after that?
What is after that?
What is after that?
What is after that?
When I come there, I tell.
But you can't tell me, no, that's the, but what's the assumption you feel like exactly?
It depends on what you do.
We believe reincarnation exists. So what he said, that we are keep on coming back and experiencing a life and this trying on the search for yearning for love for God. But also in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna nicely stated that whatever is your last thought or you are contemplating during your life, that will be dictating your next life. So if you are constantly in environment of like whatever, living your life, you are attached to your family and like basically you're just drinking, smoking, whatever. On the end of the life, most probably you're just going to think about that stuff. And then you have to come again, and probably the environment where you're going to be born, it's going to be the same, because that's the attraction. That's what you pull. It's like the law of attraction.
The law of attraction.
But then that's why he also our Paramahansa Vishnananda and Krishna was stating. But like if you control your mind, if you practice, if you do your sadhana, if you train your mind to think of God, who is actually unlimitedness and pure love, and then on the end of your death, the only thing what you can have in your mind is that what you train yourself to think of. So if you think of that, then you can reach Him.
You're talking about where the soul goes after. But what is happening between the incarnations?
That is also important.
It depends, of course, a lot on what kind of life you live. I think it's pretty clear if you are still very ignorant and attached to this world, sometimes the soul dies, it doesn't even know that it died, and then the person stays attached to material world until something happens, until Guruji says when people pray for somebody, it helps a lot. Like, because there is things, let's say, in the other side that helps the soul to move on. You can call it Yamadutas, Vishnu Dutas, this can angels, whatever entities. There is so much stuff that we don't see. But your consciousness is everything. But the place where you actively work to move on to a higher stage is actually incarnated in this buloka.
Mm.
When your soul is outside, you cannot do something. You are just living the fruits of what you did before. One beautiful experience, because I like a lot NDE, so near-death experiences. And we do have many devotees and friends that have gone to that. And because like Bhakti Marg is such a big thing nowadays, it's like over 50 countries and tons of devotees, so we hear so many stories and people came back and I talked to these people personally. They tell me how it was when they were dead for some minutes. You know? I know at least 3 that can tell me that.
They're like real experiences. Like
they
were there and they.
I know 4. Like Christian from Sridhar and Ishwari or Ishwari's sister.
Now I want to meet these people after you went. You get me contact with these people.
So at least there's 4. And they have told me like crazy things. So I just tell quickly an Ishwari's story. I don't know if it's an Ishwari or her sister. They are twins and everything like that. So she, I think she had some allergic reaction. And she literally passed out. And she was in the hospital and they were trying, or she was taking some medicine, I don't remember. She was treating something, she took some medicine, she had some allergic reaction, which like, and she was in the hospital and the sister was on her side. And the doctors were trying to revive her and they were not managing to do so. And she literally was outside her body, seeing the whole scene. She remembers that. And she remembered that Guruji existed in that moment, but she could not do anything. Like she needed a body to go to him. Like she had this experience, like I'm here, I know who is my Gurudev, I know who is Bhagavan even, but I cannot now go there without some sort of body. That was the consciousness she had outside the body. And she saw herself and the doctor started driving and her sister panic. And then she remembered, the soul consciousness remembered that she had a chewing gum in her mouth. And that probably apart from the revivaling, she was being choked by the chewing gum. And then she managed to go to her sister and like in spirit, go to her living sister and say, I have a chewing gum. And the sister received the message and told the doctors like she has a chewing gum. And then they removed the chewing gum and she came back to life. And it was the same one.
I don't know, like it is like
Christian was clinically dead for. He had a heart attack. He was clinically dead for quite, I don't know,
good minutes.
A few minutes. And only thing what he could remember when he was there, he was in a just white space room.
It's a pretty common experience of people.
And he just singing one of the bhajans.
He was singing one bhajan with Guruji in the other side, and it was Yamuna Kinara.
And Guruji was there with him, and they were singing all the time together. And it was like endless. Like he felt it like it's just endless. And then he came back.
And then he said I have to come back.
So like realistic, like what you also said, the experience that you shared of that person and the experience that you also shared. These things we have seen somewhere in movies also. Okay, like Hollywood movie. So are these directors who are making these like things, they are actually well researching, because like
I think they're inspired.
You watched the movie Ghost?
Ghost, I haven't, no.
It's from the 90s. Forgot the name of that film by actors. So he's in love with a lady and he dies and he's like around her and like he's grateful. And the person was actually the guy who wrote this movie. He was inspired by this doctrine from a French guy called Aaradhakananda, called Spiritism. It's like some sort of science religion. They're like mediums, people who like see spirits and receive spirits, and they actually wrote this kind of doctrine now. But it's very like the reality that you guys should know, Indian people, that Sanatana Dharma has everything inside of it. There's no religion that brings anything new. That's no religion that brings anything new. And the whole knowledge that these people in France, like in the 17th, 18th century, wrote down, that became the knowledge, the soul goes to colonies to study and then reincarnate and learn, or go to a lower plane or a higher plane, and there's entity that's help, or you stay attached. Everything was already there. Like once I was in Mauritius, Guruji is from Mauritius, and Mauritius is majority Indian.
Yeah.
And Guruji told me, actually you should one day give a satsang and tell the Indian people that they should be proud of their culture. Because everything is there. And it's sad for me to see sometimes, like I have so many friends, like Indian friends, and of course most of my Indian friends, they are spiritual people and they are very aware of the richness of Sanatana Dharma. But when I see like the other youngsters and stuff, they are like, they think Ronaldo is the best thing ever. But Ramanujacharya, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, or you know, like these people, like all these people, then you cannot compare to what Ronaldo does. You know, like look.
Yeah.
Nice.
Let's go to talk about Vivekananda, no? Ramachandra Paramahamsa, talk about even the freedom fighters, talk about Shivaji Maharaj, no? You cannot compare, like who is Ronaldo, man? He cannot control his second thought, you know?
Like for today itself, okay? So I was actually talking to my mom yesterday, and I was like, Mom, tomorrow is my podcast, like I'm a bit, so I was like scared, like I know like how will it go and all. I'm like, what should I wear? Okay, like what should I wear? I'm like, I'm thinking to wear a t-shirt and a jeans. And like, what are those guys wearing? I'm like, they're in a proper, you know, like kurta and like proper thing. So my mom was like, no, you should also wear a kurta.
I know, I noticed when you came. I didn't want to say it, but...
No. Like, actually, I'll be actually honest about it. She's like, it will look good for the video sake in that way. Why am I saying this? Because this idea that you just shared, this experience. I being an Indian, okay, like coming from India, everything like origination and a lot of things that are there so enriched, okay. I always tell people I want to learn it. Like that day on the call also, I was like, I want to learn it. I want to be like happy. Happiness is my main goal. Nothing in life is my main goal. I just need to be happy. That is what I need, no matter what situation is. Okay. But people don't follow it. Actually, like seeing you guys, okay, now this is what I also want to ask. Like for the first time, when you walk on streets, okay, when you go here and there, foreigners, Indians, everyone look at you, okay. Everyone has a judgment in their head. Everyone does, okay. And me being an Indian and me being from where it is originated, I feel like, oh no, I maybe can't like wear everything. You know, like how will I walk? How will like people's perception about me? Okay, how like initially when you were learning it, how was the initial reactions of people, and how were you like? How many people were you answering that? Why are you wearing this right now? Like a lot of people are like, but why are you like doing this? Like so you.
There were many comments.
Yeah.
Why? There's some people asked me like when I was doing my japa. This, and then they were asking, are you hurt? Because my hand is like in a bandage or something.
Or is your face bleeding?
Or like like
in the supermarket.
Or you're playing a war, you know, like so you're making some marks on the floor. No, but I think it's...
Any crazy story that happened, like anyone was like asked you something or maybe something funny or any kind of wherever in the whole experience?
I can't remember.
No, mostly people are respectful.
Yeah.
Some people, sometimes people make some weird bad face. Sometimes people are very interested in what I talk. I remember once I was a bit more. I think if we are natural, we don't even realize that people are looking a lot because we don't care anymore. But the thing that people judge so much, they don't judge only us; they judge everybody. And that was one realization that I had, but I think it's pretty funny because we were in Germany and there was a time and sometimes I used to be a bit shy. I will always go like this, but you know, if you go to an office and then you're like this, and then sometimes they do treat you different, you know. And also in Germany, I'm also a foreigner, you know. And I was thinking, all these people are rude to me because I'm just like this. They are rude to me because they don't understand what is Hinduism or something, and they think it's some bad stuff or some cult and whatever. And one day I had to go, and I had to dress jeans and shirts for doing something. It's years ago. And then I put this clothes and I went to do what I had to do and talk to people and go to offices and stuff. And people were rude the same way. I thought, look, they are still judging me for my face, for my color, for my hair, for the type of shirt I'm wearing. They're just people. They will judge you anyway. Actually, it's just how people are.
Guruji said once, somebody asked Guruji that he is a little bit of, like for example in family there is only one person who is following Guruji, devoted, and he's wearing like this, but the rest of the family it's
No.
no, yeah. And then like how can I do it, because he feels like it's not good, or they make fun of him, or they look at him weird and whatever. We just say, yeah, whatever, just wear be how you are. It doesn't matter, feel like whatever. Eventually they will used to it. And they will used to it. And then when you dress actually normal, like in jeans, whatever, they will look at you strange, like, why are you normal? And what is wrong? So it's like you can't fulfill people. It's just
that is so true.
what he said.
Everyone is judging.
Everybody, even I will not say that the mind is mine. Like the mind will judge. Yeah, but are we gonna catch that and give amplify that judgment, or are we just gonna ignore it and do what they have to do? Yeah, because the mind will do the job what he's programmed to do from before. Yeah? But are you gonna give it to credit or not? Yeah? So that's the only trick is to find this viveka, that discrimination.
Yes. There.
What is pretty bad is in Christian countries. I heard 2 times people asking if what we are wearing is the trident of the devil.
Oh really?
Oh.
This is new. I think
I said no.
Yeah.
This here is the feet of God. The tilak is the Vishnu Pada.
Tell me something also. Like this is also very good. Like what is exactly the tilak? That is this the way it is.
Our tilak. Every tradition has its own tilak.
Yeah.
So what? How like I see like there are 2 lines coming, then this.
Yes.
So explain it. How exactly?
Break it down.
So these 2, I don't know if they see.
Yeah.
So these 2 lines at Vishnu Padam, feet of
2 feet of Vishnu.
of Narayana. Yeah. So every time when you bow down, you remember that your mind should be focused on him, on his feet. Then we have the two, like a leaf, like a leaf. It's a tulsi, tulsi leaf, and tulsi represents bhakti, devotion, love for God. And then the inside dot is the red one, which represents Bindu. It's called Bindu. It's called Guru dot.
Okay.
It represents Guru. So through devotion,
the achar is the main focus, is the main point.
Yeah, the main point. Yeah, through devotion on your Guru, you actually receive the Lord. And then we have the red one. It's called a little bit from the thicker to thinner. It's represent Lakshmi. It represents creation, material existence. So it becomes bigger because you are attached to material existence. And then the more you evaluate yourself, become thinner and thinner and disappear because you completely get detached.
And do you think, like for you guys, just like you have the tilaks, is it a mandatory thing that you need to have every day, or it's on up to you? Like how do you perceive it?
It's mandate.
Mandatory as in like the tikas that you should do it like
I mean, it was our choice to become a monk.
Yeah.
But the moment you become a monk, you subscribe to that.
Yeah. If you want to go in that field, definitely you need to subscribe to that. Yeah, that's
it's like, I want to be a doctor, but I don't want to wear doctor clothes.
Yeah.
Makes
I don't want to have gloves during operation.
My hands are good. Because, see, my learnings that I would say, I feel every person, you could also relate, have some experiences in life. Some people might have said something very vaguely or very funny way or very angrily, but that moment captures and changes your perspective of life. Okay, I remember this. I was a backbencher in my school. Okay, and you know how backbenchers are perceived. You know, like they're not studying. We are like the fun guys.
Sitting in the back.
We're sitting in the back, making fun, and that I'm an average student. So once I was in a school assembly. I was in 11th class at that time. Whole school was there, and there was an Indian military guy who was giving a speech about a road race traveled. He traveled all over the world on his ship, all by himself. So it was that experience. So I got too intruded by that I wanted to ask a question. But I was a backbencher. Okay, backbenchers are not the people who go up and like be on the street, you know. So my friend was sitting beside me, and I was like, bro, this is the question. Can you go up and speak? And then he was like, it's a very good question. I don't even remember the question. I'm like, it's a very good question. Why don't you go? I'm like, if I go, people will make fun of me. You know, they'll be like, oh, Pranav is going, like, what is happening? Like, go for it. So I was like, okay, fine. I was like, actually making myself. I stood up. I started walking. Everyone started looking at me like, why is he walking? I could hear some sounds also. Yeah, I was hearing some sounds. Pranav is there. Oh, Pranav, and like something like that. I went on there. And I was shivering actually. I told them I was shivering. I'm like, hi sir, my question to you is this. Don't even remember the question. Don't even remember the answer. Okay? Because that walk of 15 steps was the main challenge for me. Holding mic was not the challenge.
You'll never forget.
Oh, literally. Because then, after I did that, for the next 2 days or for a week, I wanted to observe. Are people talking about it? Yes, they were. Okay? Few of my friends, oh, you want to ask questions, huh? You want to be the road less driver. I'm like, yeah, it's fine. But that is the thing I tell people. We are so much perceived like what people are thinking about us. They will remember you, what you did. 1 day, 2 day, week, month, 6 months. Everyone has a life, okay? They let it go. And that was one of the changing point in my life. Even that friend, his name is David. He doesn't even know I'm talking about him or I talk about him. He's like a long lost friend kind of way.
You might see it now.
Yeah, he might not see it. But hi Raven, thank you so much, man. Because that changed my life. After that, holding a mic, talking to people became my passion. And I fumble a lot. I say in different accent or maybe a wrongly pronounced word.
Voice too low.
Yeah, voice too low, voice too loud. But like that gave me a perception of like, okay, at least I'm not, if you feel I'm dumb, okay, like if I'm asking a dumb question, it's fine. But that is my question. That kind of way, perspective as in, this is what I want to know about life. Like, I need to do it. So those kind of motivation, I feel people don't have it. Like once I met a friend, she was a bit dark complexion, okay? And she was worried about that. And for me, that time sitting there, that was never an issue. Like complexion, because
Indian dark, like.
No, Indian dark in that kind of way. She's like, I think that would be like more fairer, I'm like, but she was actually beautiful, okay? So I'm like, you actually look beautiful. It's always the other side. We always need to go there. Like, what I feel in life, we have this movies dialogues in India, roti, kapda, makan. Okay, roti means food, kapda means clothes, and makan is like house. Actual basic need of life, I feel it is somewhere all just these three things. You have food to eat, you have clothes to wear, you have a house to live. The fourth thing that a person should do in life is work to make a better self of himself. That should be it is not about that job is good or that job is good. How you are internally upbringing yourself. So in that scenario, what do you think? Like people are stressed in the fact, 9 to 5 job, I work till 7, just need to get this done. You're working for something else. This thing that you started and everything. How do people perceive it in the sense that this is living is more important than what my next car would be or next job would be? That is what I feel. Lot of people don't connect. Even I don't connect because we are surrounded by materialistic things. We see our friends getting a new car. We see them buying a house. We see this. Our parents also back of the mind are like, when are you getting married? What is your status of life? What is this? These are like questions that are always there. I try to tell people it's fine. Life is unfair to everyone. It's fine.
Actually, it's perfectly fair. But
yeah.
It's okay. We can see that.
You can make it fair.
It's true.
Every person have an issue. Every person would have a story. Every person would...
Yeah, I think that most of the people are... Actually, everybody, I would say that we are on search for happiness. Or we are actually on search for something.
Yeah.
And everybody is searching in... Most of the people search in the wrong direction. Most of the people search in the right direction. Or whoever. Like, there's so many directions. Yeah. And you're going to get so many conclusions and informations and knowledge from everything. Yeah. But the main thing is that deep down, the soul is looking for happiness. And then that's the problem because... And then we understand happiness as a human being as looking at the other person and this other person has a new car. So, okay, so maybe that will make me happy. And then you get a new car and then what? You're going to take care of it for 1 month, 2 months.
Then it's a car.
And then it's a car. It's not anymore a new car and you go inside, whatever, and dirt is on the floor and, and then what? And then again you will search for something new that will make you happy. But being that, actually to having that positive mind, to have this positiveness, it's a very different approach to life. Different approach because our true existence, Guruji said, our true existence as the Atma is positive, it's in nature. The nature of Atma is to be positive. So if we train ourselves to be positive, to look, what I mean by positive is like, no matter what happened in your life, it will happen. Yeah? But see it in a good way. Like, don't deny, don't negate it. Like, whatever is going through your life, extract something good for it. Yeah. Like you have what you say, you are alone for like 2-3 hours in your room. Amazing.
Yeah.
Focus on yourself. Like, find anything. You go to work. Amazing. You're gonna meet your colleagues. You're gonna have fun. You're gonna work. It's good. Why not? Yeah. So just have this positive mind. And then that's amazing. It's amazing for me. It's like the more you try it, the more the problems when you interact becomes so petty. It's like they're really small. Like,
from the higher perspective.
like I can just maneuver them so easily.
Yeah.
And before that, problems were like, phew, like the wall was so high.
Yeah. It's once
Like-
you climb the wall, it's not a. Not
Yeah, and then it's like, oh, it's not so actually,
Yeah,
it's
it's
so
not bad.
difficult.
Yeah.
I heard such a beautiful quote from a Brazilian artist that somehow she had some kind of spiritual awakening recently.
Yeah.
So it's a person, she comes from the favelas in Brazil, like poor slums, she doesn't have anything. And she won Grammys, she's multi-millionaire, she's traveling the world, she was #1 artist in Spotify, and she was giving an interview, and I saw a piece of it, it was very touching. She said, when you have nothing, you blame all of that for your unhappiness. So you blame that you don't have this, that you don't have that you don't have a proper family, that you never saw your father, that you don't have money, that you don't have food, maybe tomorrow. So you blame everything for your unhappiness. But when you get everything, you cannot blame anything for your unhappiness, but yourself. Because the same unhappiness was still there. Before, she thought, I'm unhappy because I don't have this, I don't have that. She became multi-millionaire, extremely famous.
That's true.
Deep inside, she realized, I'm still happy.
Yeah.
So now I cannot blame anything but myself.
Yeah.
And I have to work on myself.
I think it's an inner choice, I feel.
Yeah.
It's an inner choice how much you want to perceive the happiness side of it. And so like now this might sound very funny today. Okay, today morning when I took shower and everything, so I had my headphones on and I was listening to sad songs. Okay, like very heartbroken
You
songs.
actually shower with the headphones.
No, not with the shower.
Okay.
After my shower. After I had my shower. Yeah, no, not waterproof headphones. So I was like, why I was doing it, the weather is good, the day is good, I just wanted to dwell into that mood. Okay, I wanted to dwell into a sad mood. Okay, that is also, I think music has that power. Music actually has that power. It's like when I come home, what kind of mood I am the whole day, I will go with that song in the afternoon. Why I wanted to be in the sadder side in the morning. Now this is a funny thing that I do, because when I talk about the sadder part of life with people, I understand their perspective of life as well. I think people don't understand listening is also very important. Being here for 5 years now, I feel like if a person is not getting a house, not getting a job, not getting this, not getting that, I'm like, I've been through it. Like I have seen it, like all the things that has happened. So I feel more comfortable talking in that sense. That's why I say like why pain is important. Now this is my motivation of life. Okay. Now this could be very different. Okay. Now this is what actually motivates me, which is I feel whatever situation I am at the moment or I face in my life, I think death is actually my motivation to live today. They say a person has 2 lives, and like I heard it, a person has 2 lives. He realizes he just have when he realizes that he just have 1 life, then he starts to live it. Then he starts to live it. Okay. Sad thing happens, everything happens, but death, whenever I think of death and the year I have on this earth, nothing affects me. Like, to core. Like, things affect me, but like nothing affects me core. Do you think having a negative, like I call it a negative motivation, because death is situated to negativity. Do you think this motivation of life is better because it works for me, it makes me happy, or there is a more beautifuler way to see the same concept?
What a deep question.
Yeah.
I think if I understood your question correctly,
Yeah.
I think the most important thing is that you are real and then you have depth. I think to be real, to be sincere, and to search for depth in life, It's more important than superficial happiness. Even if you go in the spiritual path, you are not like always in that kind of joyful happiness. You can get angry sometimes, but even if you read the scriptures, you see like the gopis are angry with Krishna. Sometimes Krishna is also very sad. Or Rama, look at Ram, Sita. Ram, Sita. Like Guruji said, Ram was only happy in 2 moments in his life. Like when married, and when he was when he was with Sita in the forest before the problem started.
Oh yeah, that's the truth.
He was having a great time. And then in the moment of marriage. All the rest of life of Rama himself, he was not happy. So there's something more important, is this joyful, superficial happiness, which is depth, which is a reason, and that fulfills you from inside, and that's a higher happiness that maybe you don't name it happiness, but it's this feeling of fulfillment, of I'm doing my dharma. Nowadays, I actually do recognize those things, like when I'm doing my dharma, I feel it. Like now we are doing this conversation, and I have a feeling inside of myself, I'm actually really doing what I'm supposed to do in my life. And there's a fulfillment in it. Yesterday when we did the kirtan, we did like 1 hour kirtan, and that feeling was also there, like, oh wow. When I'm wasting my time, I clearly feel inside of myself, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. It's very clear if you look inside, if you have the peace of mind. If you wanna, you have to tell people that to come for Guruji's darshan, otherwise you're gonna miss them.
No,
the event. Yes?
I think that...
so if you want to find fulfillment in life...
Definitely for that. Tell me about this also, like, how, this was actually one of the part of the podcast that I actually want to bring. You keep it down and then you pick it up again. Okay? Keep it, and when I finish my sentence, then you pick it up.
Okay.
Strategy.
It
has a strategy.
It has a strategy. So like for me also, like how much if I get excited to know about it, like since day one when we also had a chat, because I'm like, oh my god, this is exactly, I love it. I need to learn it, I need to talk. Somewhere or the other, you both behind the camera also, like you all would be learning something out of me. And similarly, I am also learning, they all are learning from you also in that way. But to someone who wants to go into this path, especially like people who are like living, especially my audience are like island based, most of them. How can they get into this positivity, like, you know, the thought process? Like, are there any classes that happens, or is it like a Gita reading, chanting or meditation? So in that, you tell me about it.
I mean, here in Ireland, they have regular study groups. They study Gita, they meet for Kirtan, they meet for Om chanting. So there's a bunch of things. You can learn Atma Kriya, you can sing God's name, you can do Judgement together. They have all sorts of activities here, actually. That's going to really, really help your mind. But the main thing that's about to happen is that for the very first time is Paramahamsa Vishwananda officially coming to Dublin, to Ireland. And he's going to come here and bless... And bless everybody that comes personally. So Guruji will come on the 26th of June. He will give a spiritual discourse, or just sometimes it's a very practical discourse. He will sing 1 or 2 bhajans, and then he will personally bless everybody that comes to him. It doesn't matter if 500, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 people come in. He will stay to the end until everybody gets the blessing. And I can just say this is one of the most life-changing experiences one can ever have. Like it's the closest experience that I have from divine love, unconditional love, just sitting, being in front of Guruji, looking at his eyes.
So this event is on 26th of June. So whoever wants to join, and where exactly is this?
In Valley Hindu Center.
Hindu Center.
It's the only actually.
The only in the temple down there.
It's true.
Now this brings me to a different question. Okay, like what you said right now, that when you see into his eyes, okay, you said you feel connected, you feel happiness and all. So, and you have read Gita as well. So, like everyone is following some external power. Okay. So, when I ask you, are you following like Krishna because of the Gita and like a godly figure you're following? You're taking Guruji as in that space and you're following him, or there is a different power or aura that you're following. It's not a publicly figure, you know, it's just a mindset you're following. What exactly could be the thing?
You mean if we follow the ideas or the person? Is that the question?
Idea, like I would say, like, is there an idea that you are following, or is it like Guruji? Okay, like you just looking whatever Guruji is telling you and you're just working on it, or maybe it's a godly figure like Krishna, let's say, for example, because just of Gita I'm taking it.
Krishna is not only ideas.
No,
it's very concrete. Just like our Guruji.
No, that is what I'm saying. Is it a god or like Guruji?
Yeah.
Or you would say like a external vibe or a feeling? What would be?
Well, I would say not feeling, because the feeling is very tricky. You don't know if it's coming from your heart or from your mind.
Yeah.
It's very sneaky. The mind can be very sneaky. So I experienced it a lot and it didn't turn out good. So I'm not trusting that.
Yeah. Okay.
But that's the thing also, that I experienced so much from Guruji, from Ananda, that like, and I see, like, if I'm doing what he's telling me to in my position, because we are monks, then I understand that actually it changed me a lot. Like with the self-analysis, I can see how I was before and how now it's a completely different person. And the people who know me from before and now, they can confirm. So the experience what he's giving it for me is the proof. And then for us is also in Bhakti Marga is that we are putting Guru first and then the scripture or knowledge afterwards, because Guru is giving us that experience. And then through that experience we confirm with the knowledge, because knowledge is also very, very important, because it keeps you grounded and keeps you focused and you know what you have to do. And then when you have that experience, if you have that experience and it can be overwhelmed or something, but then Guruji is like, no, but you need to study, like read what Krishna is saying, like read what Ramana is saying. And then when you find the concrete, the knowledge inside of it, and you can back up the experience, then the faith wakes, the concrete, the strong faith in the belief in Guruji, in Krishna's words, in Rama's words.
Because of course, when we say, oh, we follow Guruji, it's not that people should understand we are blindly follow one person that we met and then we just give our whole lives to one person that we met in the streets. It's very different, because first, it is an uninterrupted lineage of masters. It comes from, Guruji was initiated in Shiva Vaishnava Sampradaya from Ramanuja, which is more than 1,000 years old. But it's already come from before, already from Yamunacharya, Natamuni, like Mahalakshmi herself. And then Guruji, of course, created his own organization in Sampradaya that came out of the Vaishnava, South Indian Vaishnava Sampradaya, called Haribhakta Sampradaya. And we have like it's a whole package of learning and understanding. You know, so everybody can study and everything will be confirmed and deepened if you study Gita, Bhagavatam, Ramayana. So it's a complete lifestyle, and everything supports each another. He said perfectly, like Guruji makes everything real. Like I read Gita before I met Guruji, but the Gita was really only a book. It was a nice book, but it was only a book, and I didn't understand much. But he made that alive. Like I really understand. Actually, Gita totally changed my life, but only after he commented on it. And force us to live it, and again and again and again and again. So only to have the scriptures, only to have the ideas, it's theory, you might believe. Like once I saw somebody say, it's very beautiful. Do you believe that your mother exists? You don't need to.
Do you believe what?
That your mother exists. Like you know your mother exists. Have you ever said, I believe your mother exists?
No.
But you know it. No? That's the kind of awareness that you need to develop in spiritual life. You don't need to believe in Guruji. I don't need to believe on Bhagavad Gita. I need to go through that deep experience where that reality is there. The moment you say you believe, it's still a mental process.
That is true.
So it's only to give yourself a chance to experience. To give yourself a chance to come and to experience and to see him and to, like, because he will give you whatever you need to experience in that moment. Because also coming with him with some crazy request or experience, or like expectations, it also doesn't work. Expectations doesn't work in general. in life, because or you're gonna get them or not, and then what?
Once you told me the expectation means pain. But what you get is never exactly how you expect.
Actually.
You always want more.
That is always
come there with open heart.
So like when I think of it, okay, because when I talk to you guys and like talking to you guys, I also feel like there is a change, okay, there is a I take it as in a way, there's a possibility of being happy actually, you know. There's a possibility, that's what I feel. I say I keep myself happy, but like again you said that don't come with any expectation, okay, like as being me a human, okay, I need happiness, okay, that is what I'm like.
Everybody works.
I'll go to Guruji and I'll be happy. This is what I'm accepting and going. But I like with this thought process also of mine, that I'm thinking like I'll meet him, I'll be happy, I'll follow the path, I'll be happy. That's my expectation. But how can I actually perceive it, in the sense how can I calm it down, calm it down a bit, go and start learning. Like what's the learning curve? Because I tell you very honestly about me, myself, and like other human beings have their own thing. I'm a very lazy person. Okay, I do my 9 to 5. I'm on my bed when I'm back home and I'm editing or issuing things like that. I have a very lazy lifestyle, and in the sense, if I want to learn something also, it takes a lot of effort from inside to go there and like you do it. Okay, like let's say about this podcast. The good thing I like about is the commitments I hold on to. Because when I talked to Rupin was like on this Saturday at 10 a.m. So my mind was clear. At Saturday 10 a.m. I have a podcast. So the entire week I need to prepare something. Gadgets should be there, and today I am here. Because the deadline was there. If it would be like, oh, if Rupin was like 10 baje, like 10 a.m. let's go and go out somewhere. At 9 I'll be like, bro, I'm sleepy.
No way.
I don't want to like go there and there. So in that perspective, how can I and people like me who wants to go into it start the process of it?
Of learning something.
Yeah.
Of learning something.
Yeah, to have the motivation to learn something spiritual and get out of bed.
Yeah, actually.
Well, I would say that this. In alphabet you have a B, and D, and B stands for bird, and D stands for that. So between you have C, and C is for choice.
Oh wow. Wow, look at this.
I heard it.
This is... Oh my god.
Our son.
But this is actually... this is actually...
So in the life you have choice.
Yeah.
And it's up to us to choose. If you really want to, if you feel stagnant and you really want to change, then just take the choice. Like, because it's up to you. Like we can say like,
you're giving the hard pill.
Yeah, you can motivate yourself. You can whatever. Like, because if you want to go, let's say you want to lose weight and you want to go to gym. And go in the gym for 2 weeks. And that's it. It doesn't mean that you're gonna lose I don't know how many kilos. But first you need to go and suffer. Let's say for a month.
True. And
then until after 1 month or whatever, you're gonna start seeing results. So it's up to that convention, like the choice. But if even, for example, what I like, it's the help of people and the help of brothers, sisters, doesn't matter. Because if you really have somebody who can you trust and love somebody, like okay, then you want to change, I want to change. Let's make a commitment and support each other. Because with that support, you have a small motivation to do it. Not for yourself maybe, but let's do it. I'll do it for him and he will do it for me. And then you support and okay, let's do it step by step. But we can say many things, but on the end itself is your own choice. It's a personal choice.
But it's interesting to observe. What is that motivates you to have the drive for the podcast?
Podcast.
What is that behind that makes you stand up early on Saturday for the podcast, but not for something else, for example?
Because I actually told her also, when that email, the day I read that email, when she sent it to me, there was a line in that email where she wrote like, we want you to talk about life and positivity. Now this is one of the topics that I actually feel very connected to. And then she told me about this is the, like Rishis are coming and everything, the whole scenario. Because positivity is something that I crave and I try to spread as well through my words and things. And then I was like, I will learn a lot as well. Learning is also a key. So I was pretty much sure that that's why I'm up on Saturday. I'm like, I need to.
Yeah. So there's a real interest in that.
Yeah, it is.
And that's what motivates you to do it.
Yeah.
And I think for spirituality is the same thing. You have to find the real interest. Like when you are sincere, you have the motivation. If you are not sincere, if you are not having that real interest, and you still consider like, I would like to do something spiritual and have the time, there is many lazy ways to do it. You can just listen to satsang. Nowadays you can literally just lay on the bed and do 1 hour of japa of mantra.
You send me some of those. Like you tell me some YouTube videos and
yes,
like, you know that dictated meditations where they are telling you what to do, because what I actually want to do is like sit somewhere, have my headphones on, just close my eyes and just sit and listen. Don't open. I just don't want to open my eyes, because that attention span of me is very less. I'm very, what's going around, like did my phone ring or anything like that. I want to calm it down. I tell people one more thing, like I speak a lot. Then I'm like, I fear being silent. Okay, I feel like the silent me would be like a dead me, who is not speaking. But they do not realize, when I like learned about spirituality, and not actually learned, but like saw videos and stuff, I thought maybe it will give me more clarity in life. If I get quiet at that time, it will make me more vocal and best vocal in the world.
Next time we come to Ireland, Pranav is Muni Baba.
Yeah. Going around
silence, you're writing the board.
Yeah.
1 hour for talking.
I won't like. Do you guys follow Jay Shetty?
Yeah. Actually, one quote I said was actually from one interview in the Brazilian artist.
Oh, okay. Because Jay Shetty also
watch much of him, just sometimes.
Okay, because he, like I would say, the social media sensations is the thing that people watch these days. So that is one of the guys which I follow, because his quotes sometimes like actually make sense to you, and that's what I do. I just share it on story, because I share it on story not in the sense of like telling people that I'm sad. Okay, I share it on story so that whosoever just reads it get some mindset clear. Oh yeah, like there's one
support,
positivity. That is the only thing that I actually love, because I have seen my downsides as well, and I have seen how people actually react sometimes. It's the YouTube journey as well. So when I started it, I asked my flatmate, I'm like, listen, look at my first video, it's on YouTube, tell me how it is. So he saw the whole video, and I was like standing there only, first video, and his first reaction was like, why are you doing this? Like, why are you making video? Like, I was like, I'm telling about Ireland. And like, if you want to tell about Ireland, people will Google it. And like, I would Google it. I would watch a video. And that day, it hit me, because I was looking for validation.
Yes.
I was looking for validation from someone who would say that's good. I sat down and was like, no, it's bad. Like, obviously, even I would Google it. Why would I go on YouTube? But I'm like, okay, let's make few more videos. And I continued it. And today, that same guy, when I meet, he meets me joshing around. Like, people don't know you, my friend, my colleague was talking about you, and that sense was there. But that, again, things that happens in life, I always take care of it. Whenever someone comes to me with any idea in life, any idea, it could be anything, selling these glasses, like having this, having that, or any ideology. I tend to listen to it first. I ask them questions out of my curiosity, that how are you thinking of this path, and motivate them through it. So I think that is what more people should do, rather than dragging each other down in the sense, or being
their own dark.
And that is like motivation. Okay, so now this is a question I have prepared. Okay, and
That's the last section.
Yeah. So like this was something that I was thinking to ask you guys. So like individual, I need both of you to think about it. Tell me 3 things in life that actually makes you happy. Okay, these 3 things cannot be anything materialistic. Okay, any past memory, any incident or anything. It is like you wake up every day, you sleep every day. What are the 3 things that happen in your day every day that makes you happy? It could be a thought also. That thought of it also makes you happy. So whosoever goes first.
Service Guru Deity.
Yeah. Service, guru, deity. We are saying guru is not material because he's beyond the body.
Yeah.
That was a quick answer.
Yeah.
I was thinking about
Like 3 things, but like you need to break it down. Like I understand that point. Definitely, like that is definitely.
he said service, guru, and deity.
Service,
Guru,
and
deity.
deity.
Okay.
Deity.
Krishna, like Radha Krishna.
Oh, okay. Okay, okay. I just thought he just said one thing there.
Dasya Bhakti.
Dasya Bhakti. Guru Bhakti.
Okay, tell me, slow it down.
And
slow it
Archana
down.
Bhakti.
Tell me the 3 things.
So service.
Service, what do you mean by it?
By service, I mean selfless service to the master, to the mission, to
Yes.
But when you forget yourself,
forget
you do
yourself
something
and
for
do
others.
for somebody else. Yeah.
That's service.
Then Guru,
Guru.
Guru Seva.
Yeah.
And when you serve Guru and he's everything for you.
Mm-hmm.
And then deity is a worshipping God in a form of statue. And then you're building relationship to it. And then that love inside of you.
Yeah, it's really.
It's called it's called Archana Bhakti.
Nice.
Yeah. Like when you're giving something external and it is very limited because it's material, but you're getting very spiritual benefits, like you're getting inside much more, and then that's the relationship between you and God.
Yeah. Okay. That was actually very quick because I thought a lot about it.
Yeah.
You go first.
I go second.
No, you go second and I'll tell mine, okay? Like when someone, like this is my friend Sulagna, she asked me once and I was actually like, oh my god, what are the 3 things that make me happy? I don't even know. So you
I've been thinking here, like, try to be, because he was perfectly spiritual. And of course, as a monk, it's our duty to be like that.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm thinking, like, how can I answer that in a very personal way? You know? And be really realistic, like, be really sincere. First, the 2 things came into my mind straight away. One is Guruji's smile.
Yeah.
The smile is not material, but when he smiles, like really, like the whole world is fine. It doesn't matter. Like it doesn't matter what's happening because like we both we actually live in Guruji's house.
Okay.
We both
in Germany.
Yeah.
Oh nice.
Like we share the house.
Yeah.
Inside. So like we see him in pajama, we see him then later doing this, and then he's going out for event, and then he's gonna have food, he's gonna do this, and then whatever is happening there, when he smiles, everything is alright. So that's one thing that's Guruji smile. Kirtan, to sing. Always makes me happy.
Kirtan you do every day?
I do every day, yes. I do actually every day. Because we have the temple in ashram.
And what would be the 3rd one?
And the 3rd one, it can be something as simple as like wake up early, the days that I manage to wake up really early and walk out and breathe fresh air.
That is actually...
That makes me really happy. That's something that you don't think about. Like I'm leaving to the temple, let's say 6 o'clock, 5:40, 5:50, and I have my date in my hand, and the moment I walk out and I breathe the fresh air, actually it gives some sort of
grace.
Yeah, that's a specific kind of happiness. It's so deep. If I leave, like some days, like 1 day a week, I can sleep a bit more. And then I wake up at 8, I do my kriya, meditation, and then I do my puja. And I leave the house, let's say first at 10, and I go for my seva. The moment I leave the house at 10, and I breathe the air, it's a different atmosphere. There's something very mystical about going out early and seeing a bit of the sunrise and breathing that morning air. And that's something that even if I don't think consciously, there's a high level of happiness that comes through this little act. Okay. The morning air, Guruji smile, Kirtan.
Those are your things. That's good. Actually, like your answer was actually really fast. He was like, it's all prepared. I'm happy. There are many things. Like, you just asked me 3, but I'm
okay.
10.
Pranam Muni Baba.
Oh, mine. Okay, So when she asked me, I was like, I was actually stunned. Like, what the? What is making me happy every day? Why do I wake up? What am I doing? So like the first thing, the thought of doing something for my family makes me happy. So like I took them to Dubai. They are Dubai from India. Parents on their 25th anniversary, and it was their first time going abroad also. That feeling was very good, but again I said it could be a past feeling, you know.
Yeah.
But every month I send them gifts.
So the thought of
thought of giving to them is something like, it's not about they have asked it from me, or is it like they obviously, my dad is always like, don't send. Okay, why are you spending money? Save money. And like it is something that I would just want to do, like giving in that scenario. And right now I'm here. The gifts and all as the only thing. Gifts also in the sense as office shirts. My dad would be wearing same shirt every day. Okay, so I'm like, every month I'll send him 2 shirts or 1 shirt, so that later all the old shirts are out and he has a new wardrobe. So I'm like, just want to, because they won't buy it on their self. They're like, it's fine, it's going. So that was my first one. Second, which I actually like, if I say day-to-day life, could be a recognition. Okay, sometimes when I get recognized in Dublin, when the person comes to me and they're like, I've seen your videos. Like today coming here also. So we both stopped at a petrol station to fill up the petrol, and the guys at the till, they knew me.
Nice.
And they were like, okay, we saw your videos, and like it actually makes me happy. Because it's like, no matter how day is going, someone is like, I like your video, it's a good work, and it's like,
it's your effort.
It's the effort, it's talking.
It's working.
Yeah,
it's
so
working out. Yeah.
That scenario, and like, that's what I told him. Like, I'm wearing kurtas because I'm going for a shoot today. Yeah, like, I actually told that, and as I told you as well. And the third thing was I just couldn't understand. Then the third thing came was coffee. Actually, like, simplest thing of life, coffee. Because like, whenever I'm having a sip of a coffee, it makes me feel good. You know, like my morning coffee, maybe my evening coffee, and it's like not warm coffee. I like cold coffee.
Oh, really?
I like iced coffee. Like, so this thing, like the singing part, which like as she said as well. Are there any chants that we can do on a daily basis, like a 1-liner, 2-liner chants, like easy to do, if a person can do, which can like keep them a bit happier state or something, like anything like that? Is there would be some
as a practice?
Yeah, as a practice, like a day-to-day life. When I wake up, go to office, I can just chant it in my head or just speak it for a while,
yes.
Like in that kind of way.
So there is, Guruji suggests that everybody should really do Japa, which is the best and quickest way to calm the mind, bring the mind at peace.
Yeah.
It is by chanting mantra, chanting Lord's name. And there is basically 2 mantras he recommends. The main one is, it's a bit long, so for some new people, mainly if you're not Indian, it's going to be a bit difficult. It's Shri Vithala Giridhari Parabrahmane Namaha.
Okay. Now I feel like you are saying it so frequently, like in such a good way that I cannot speak it. Shri
Vithala.
Shri Vidyala.
Vithal.
Shri Vithal.
Giridhari. Parabrahmane.
Namaha.
Yes.
Okay.
It means Giridhari is when Krishna protected the whole population of Raj by lifting the Govardhan hill.
Oh yes.
So he's protecting all his people.
Okay.
So it is the God in that aspect of protecting. He's our refuge.
Okay.
And Vithal, when Krishna took the aspect of Panduranga, Vithal, and you're Maharashtrian, sir?
I am
Punjabi.
I'm from Delhi. I'm Punjabi.
You're Punjabi.
Yeah.
So it's Maharashtrian famous aspect of Krishna. But in that aspect, he waits for his devotee Pundalik. There was a devotee called Pundalik. And to that devotee, he created his lila.
Yeah.
And his devotee, actually, he was saving his parents.
Yeah.
And he was saving his parents with so much love and devotion that he realized that Bhagavan lived inside of his parents.
Oh.
So he was doing the service to his parents, pressing the parents' legs, cooking. But he perceived at a moment that God was living inside of them. And that's how, with that bhavam, he did the service to the parents. And Krishna was so pleased, that was a big deal that it happened. Rukmini was a bit angry with Krishna, she ran away. Krishna went out looking for her, and then he stopped by Pundalik's house. And he felt that love. And he came out and said, Pundalik, I'm here. And Pundalik said, my Lord, finally you came. But wait, because I'm finishing the service to my parents. He made Krishna wait because he saw Krishna already inside his parents. And then Krishna is like this because he's waiting for his devotee. So it means Vitala is that one that is eternally patient, waiting for his devotees to come back to him. Sometimes we think he's gonna left us, he's gonna leave us, like I'm so bad, he doesn't care about me, but he's eternally waiting. He's just there behind you, just there, just waiting for you. Like he's always holding your hand, but we have to hold his hand back.
Yeah.
So Giridhari is the refuge. Vitala is that merciful aspect.
Yeah.
And Parabrahma is the supreme universal aspect.
Yeah.
So Shri Vitala Giridhari Parabrahmane Namaha. And also Guruji says Om Namo Narayanaya.
Oh yes, my mom also says that.
Yeah,
my mom also says that.
Om Namo Narayanaya,
Oh, no.
which is from the traditional Vaishnava Sampradaya.
And
Which means I venerate that Supreme Lord which lives in everything and everything is inside of you.
And like this is like something like it's easy to, and is it also like you need to chant it for a particular time, or it's just in your free time if you
And
can
as much
just
as possible.
like, do you think we need to like speak it, or it could be in our head also? We are thinking of the same
It
thing.
can be in your head, but if you
Yeah.
feel your mind agitated,
Yeah.
when you speak it, you
Understand.
calm your mind quicker. Because you engage more your senses into the practice.
Again, what was the thing?
Shri Vittala Giridhari Parabrahmane Namaha.
Perfect.
Shri Vittala Giridhari Parabrahmane.
I will locate it after in the video. In the video. And what was the second that you said?
Om Namo Narayanaya.
Okay, so these are the two things which you like.
When you feel
Yeah.
gratitude to God, just sit and
Mm.
chant in your mind or out loud. When you feel confused, when you feel afraid, just chant. Everything is fine.
And do you think like this getting into spirituality and following a path, there is a sign that came in your mind at particular part of your life where you actually thought of pursuing this thing? Like, this is what maybe I need to learn. Or what was your way to it? Like,
You mean becoming monks or just practicing?
like what was the initial, like as you said, your 20s, like you were in the zone, you know,
Yeah.
like in that.
Well, yeah.
What was that?
I mean,
one
my
moment?
story is not maybe for public,
Okay. So, yeah.
but
Yeah.
there was
Something
happened in my life when
Yeah.
I was like, I couldn't avoid any more, like, let's say other people like, oh, come and join us for Om chanting or like some spiritual stuff, yeah. And then I was like, there was just one moment in my life when I would just say yes for something different, and then everything would become natural. Like it was just I feel like I was constantly going up the stream of the water, against the currents. And once when I said yes and I give my chance for it, and then I suddenly I just turned and went with the flow of water.
Oh,
And then everything was smooth. I mean, of course there is ups and downs.
Oh, definitely.
yeah.
But it was very easy. I'd say.
How about you?
I can recognize even since childhood I was always in a search somehow. Even in the spiritual sense, even as a child I was always engaged in thinking about God, but not like as a Catholic Brazilian, like following the book. No, like I was actually trying to figure out what is that, and it was a constant thing inside of me actually since childhood. Even though I was living in there was a phase of my life I was drinking, taking drugs, and being like a heavy metal dude, and then going back and then going to some spiritual centers and practice meditation when I was 16. But because I was actually always searching since childhood, even when I was like negating God and using drugs, when I look at myself, this was also a search. It was like, what happens if I go straight to the other side? You know? One side was like, what is that? Like, it's like a mystical experience, and inside of me there was also some sort of angry child saying like, let's see if God even cares about me. You know, if I destroy myself. You know, let's see if you save me, God. You know, save me now if you love me. Like that was more or less the attitude inside of me. So it was always there, but it was always a side thing. So I was always a musician and family stuff, so I always doing music. And there was the spirituality, and kind of it influences each another, but they were two distinct things. And when I met Guruji, I was just a musician in Germany, doing my stuff, and then I realized, and then that's maybe for another podcast, I lost a daughter. She was 6 months, And I was with my now ex-wife, and he was like, what do we do now? And she was like, we don't start everything again. You know? And then I was 20, I think 27 or 28. And Guruji allowed me like clothes, I was serving, I was coming for when he was having dinner, and I was again traveling with him and making kirtan, but it was clear for me I could also pursue musical career, university, and maybe I could like restart family life. But when I was 27, 28, I looked back and I thought, look, I actually did everything. And I have the unique chance of giving myself onto spirituality. Shall I go back to that struggle of crazy life, or just take this road now?
Yeah.
And it was very clear.
It's nice. And like, just last few questions, like, because like the questions that I'm coming in my mind also is coming from the conversation itself. Like, they say that there is this power of manifestation. Like you said, like Conor McGregor, he feels like he is already the winner. That's the manifestation they go in. Okay. How powerful is manifestation? Okay. And can it be like, is there, like, people also have this thing, my mom says that Gita, Lakshmi sits on your tongue. Pure din mein once, there's one time, so isliye they say keep saying good things only. In that way. So is like, should people be like, okay, just say good things and it will happen, or like how exactly manifestation? Like, if like I want to be something, let's say, let's be honest, like this channel, if the video is going on this channel, I feel like this channel should have a good growth, you know. I want to be there. Why I want to be there? Not because I want people to be there. I think there is a sense where you start getting recognized more and you are impactful more in that way. So I want to make that in mind. If I want to manifest it in a way also, how can I actually manifest it in a positive way? Because growth could be slow and fast. It could be anything.
Yeah.
So how do you feel like manifestation actually works like?
Look, everything that you do has consequences. I think that's the most simple answer. Like, there's nothing that you do in life that is no consequences. Sometimes you think I'm doing this for nothing. No, everything that you do is moving something. Sometimes you see the consequences later on. But every choice, everything we do, like sleeping longer, sleeping less, doing a podcast or not, everything has a consequence in our life. And this is very true also for our mind, for what we think. So what I think this money is a modern concept, and in a modern esoteric world, like I manifest my life, what I want, like I'm gonna manifest my new job, and I'm gonna, it actually happens. But it doesn't mean that it happens exactly you expect, think of. That's why Guruji says you should be careful with what you wish for. Because sometimes we are in our mood of full of desires and we wish for a bunch of things, and later on we realize it's not what we wanted, but we actually wished, and sooner or later it's gonna come now because we already put this in our track. And then when it comes, it's like, oh, I actually didn't want it.
But like when you pray to God, like, God, make me rich. And then He takes everything from you. You become the poorest guy, but actually, spiritually, you become very rich. But depends how you see the problem.
What kind of riches are you looking for? And I think God gives everything we ask for, really everything, but in His timing.
In His way.
He knows what's the best timing. We don't know the timing. We don't know when your son, when you have a baby and he asks for something, you know better than him. You know, like your a 10-year-old child can ask the dad to drive for driving, and the dad said, "No problem, you'll drive." But the kid has to wait 8 years, 9 years. But he'll drive. But he cannot drive now. And that's how it works with our mind and God. Like whatever you put there will happen in the right timing. And sometimes not exactly in the way we realize, but it will happen. If you observe in life, it always happens.
Because I feel there is no point of, there is the same in modern era, people who work in stability, you know. Like, when the day I get stable, I'll do this. The day I'll get stable, then I'll, like one of my friends, he said, when I get a job, then I'll join the gym.
But nobody looks for a job.
No, yeah, that's the case. Like the stability part is always, because I feel stability is again a mindset game. It's not about how stable you feel you are. Okay. I would say for the past 3 years, I'm like, oh my god, I need to get stable, financially, anything. But it's not about financial stability. Obviously, it is if you're saving money and like having that. But it's also about how you are dealing with the aspect at that point. That is stability and maturity in. Not maturity, but like in that how you face it. So like stability, I feel, is a myth, okay? Because I have seen stable people, as you said, billionaires also not happy.
Not that way.
Yeah, and even the poorest of all are like, if they are into spirituality, there is a different aspect to it. So I feel that is what also people somewhere have to understand, the fact that stability comes if you think you are stable.
Yeah.
You need to be stable, not just financially, you need to be stable while you talk to people, while you have a good behavior or bad behavior. A lot of other aspects also comes in mind. But money is something like everyone is there. So one of my friend, he asked me this question. Again, okay, like my friends ask me this question, I'll ask you guys this question. So he asked me, Pranav, what is, out of these 3 things, what would you choose? Money, power or fame? Okay, if there are just
we really felt full.
Like, when he asked me, when I was 16 years old, that time, 10, 11 years ago. So at that time, me was like, I'm like, money, bro, money. Like, I just need money in life. If I have money, I'll do this, I'll do that and everything. He was like, no, power is good. Okay, like once you have power.
Looks like the Quran was talking.
Once you are at that stage, like, and the lamest examples we were giving was, like, I said money is important. I'm like, whatever expensive club it would be, I'll go there, I'll sit and I'll party. And this guy was like, if I have power, I don't need to pay, I'll just go there and party because I have power. And fame is like the third. But like, obviously, like, I know the spiritual way that you guys follow and everything. If these were the 3 things you would have had to choose, and what could be the answer? Like, just 3 possibilities.
But we are having this with our mindset.
Yeah, like what? No, I know. Like, obviously, you won't be relating to any 3 of those. Also, that could also be a different thought process as well. But if someone would have asked you, like, what would you think? Money is good, power is good, or fame is good?
Let's analyze it. What makes us less miserable?
Yeah.
Let's say if you have only fame.
Yeah.
Miserable.
Yeah.
Like, fame by itself, like if you don't have a strong mind, you become famous, it means everybody points finger at you, everybody judges you, and then if you don't have a strong mind, you quickly fall and you are really depressed. Maybe if you have fame and you don't have power or money, then you are nothing. You are really just an object of judgment.
Yeah, that's a good statement. That is actually a good statement, yeah.
If you have power and you don't control your ego, you become a monster and you do really bad to people. If you have money and you don't have controlled desires, you also become an asura, become a demon.
But it's also never enough.
But it's never
always
enough.
on.
So if you had to choose one of those things,
I mean, well, I already don't have my
what
answer
again?
yet. Because if in the situation what I have now, if somebody is actually like, willing to give money or whatever, or
they can serve.
I'll be okay, fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to give money, fine. Not to me. Give it to this account and we build a temple. And people can go pray. I'm okay with
That's
it.
it. A friend of mine,
Yeah.
Anantajitadas, a friend of mine from Brazil, he promised Gurudev that I'm gonna build for you a temple in São Paulo, Brazil.
Yeah.
He promised.
Yeah.
And then he actually became kind of rich some years later, and he got a lot of rich friends, and he put a bunch of money together. He bought a house in the most expensive neighborhood of Brazil, almost like close to the main avenue, and it took 3 years. He literally built a temple for Narasimha in São Paulo, because he said, Guruji, I'm going to build. So without money, you cannot do that. So I think money is the most neutral thing of those things, because money is actually also an aspect of Lakshmi Devi. It's just like you can use for good or not, and if you have awareness to use it in a good way.
I thought you guys would choose power. This is what I thought. Because I was like, because when you said power, if taken in a wronger way, will go destructive. But same if power is taken in a better way, with a better mindset, don't you think it will eventually get you everything? No, money is actually like important. That is true.
But when you mean power, you mean like influence.
Yeah, influence. Like as you said that you like talking or educating people about this scenario as well. What if you are at the podium, you have the power, people will listen to you? Would you do that?
Maybe this seems so far away that you cannot even conceive it.
Yeah, I really have a hard time to correlate with it.
No, because the fact is, anyway, these 3 points are also a hypothetical situation.
Yeah. But somehow you have to.
Yeah.
To if there was a relate in some way.
Because when I heard power, I only see danger.
Look at
I only see like
you say fame.
danger.
You say fame. Okay, fame. Like there's cities I walk in India, people know me because I have some videos on YouTube. They have like one video has 17 million views.
Wow.
Another video has like 7-6 billion views. I have a bunch of videos like this. The other day I was in Vrindavan with Mayuran. Mayuran got so angry for no us. He's very strict mind.
Yeah.
And then we were walking in Vrindavan, and then this girl looked at me and she's like, and what's going on? And then she comes with the mom and the brother and she like opened her phone and the screensaver picture was me with long hair playing guitar.
Oh yeah.
It was like a Vaishnava, like Krishna Vrindavan, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I see like this famous can be very dangerous for the ego. But if I'm quick enough to take and give everything back to Guruji and say, Guruji, I'm doing service for you, like if people know the kirtan that I recorded, it means that they heard about Bhakti Marg, they heard about you. That's the best service I can do if I disassociate from that. So that's actually a really nice thing. But because I kind of have this experience because of internet world and the kirtan world and in any devotional city in India, if I'm like walking in the middle of Delhi, it doesn't work. But if I'm walking like anywhere where it's like a devotional place, everybody knows the videos. It's like, oh, okay, that's you can go that far with it. And money, you are like, we live in a big organization. It's something that is common, you know. Sometimes it comes and goes, and you build and you break and you do this and you do that, and you make an event today. It's something that we can relate. But this power that you're talking about, I think is something that none of us relate. I mean, apart from Guruji that can go in the dreams of people and give message, or he can actually manifest, like he literally materializes his dream. So that's a power that somebody can have, but I don't understand it in my mind. And if you say like, I thought you guys would have power, but what I would do with this power, I will put the Bhagavad Gita on the television. Like what would they do? I don't know. You know? I actually don't know. Like what would be actually helpful? If I have power, I would I would force a stage to become Vaishnava. Ireland is now a Vaishnava state.
Maybe a power to change my mind.
Well, that's great power. If you have power
to influence my mind.
If you have the power to be actual positive and grateful and humble. That's a power that
that's kind of power you want.
That is so true. Perfect. I feel like we have covered a lot, and I think you guys are also a bit tired. So we can sum it up the podcast over here. Any last messages like which you actually might have heard somewhere, or you feel like a person should recollect or such things whenever they are in a hardship or anything? Any good message in that sense a person should think about life when thinking about life you want to give to the audience?
Well, I think you already said it before, that too shall pass.
That is, too shall pass. Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, I would say don't believe that you are your mind. You are beyond that. You are the eternal soul, as old as God. That's what you are. So wherever you have something happening, just try to keep this consciousness there. Just try not to forget. Write on the wall of your house. I am not that confused being. That's just an experience that I'm having now. But what I am is not that mind, that confusion, that misery. What I am is eternal, and blissful.
Perfect. That
Darshan.
Great.
And come from
26th of June.
Oh yes. And again on 26th of June, come and take blessings from the Guruji.
Are you gonna sing with Bhajan with us then?
Oh, there I'm a very bad singer. Well,
Shabbat, Guru Nanak.
I'm a kind of singer. When the song is pretty loud, then I sing.
You join.
Yeah, then I sing. When the song is like, no, I'm better. But you go. Let's end it with something. You like go for it. Like sing something like a para or something that you actually like recollect right now, and which would have an ending for this podcast as well.
Singing.
Yeah, sing it.
What we doing? मेरो राधा रमन गिरिधारी गिरिधारी श्याम बनवारी मेरो राधा रमन गिरिधारी गोविंद मेरो है गोपाल मेरो है श्री बंके बिहारी नंदलाल मेरो है गोविंद मेरो है गोपाल मेरो है जय श्री गिरिधारी नंदलाल मेरो है गिरिधारी लाल की जय जय वैष्णव संघ की जय।